long before modern science named its laws, before telescopes scanned the heavens, before philosophy divided spirit from matter, there was a man the ancients called Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes the thrice great. He was said to be a sage, a teacher, a bridge between worlds, not merely a philosopher, but a transmitter of understanding, one who observed that the universe was not chaos, but pattern. And at the heart of that pattern, he found a number, 7. Hermes taught that creation does not unfold randomly. It descends in stages, ordered, intelligent, measurable stages. From the one into the many, through 7 expressions, he observed this structure everywhere. 7 visible celestial bodies moved across the ancient sky: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. To Hermes, these were not just objects of light, they were levels of influence, layers through which spirit clothed itself in matter. The soul, he said, descends through these 7 spheres to enter the physical world, and must descend back through them to remember its origin. 7 steps into manifestation. 7 steps back to awareness. He saw the same truth in light itself. When pure white light passes through a prism, it does not shatter into randomness. It becomes 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, one light. 7 expressions. To Hermes, this was proof. Creation is unity expressing itself through ordered differentiation. He then described principles, 7 governing laws that explain how this manifested world behaves. Everything is mind. Everything corresponds. Everything vibrates. Everything contains polarity. Everything moves in rhythm. Everything follows cause and effect. Everything generates through the balance of forces. These were not religious doctrines. They were observations of function, the mechanics of existence itself. Hermes saw 7 again in what we call the elements, not merely earth, water, air, and fire, but the deeper ladder of being: form, flow, motion, transformation, field, consciousness, spirit, from dense matter to pure awareness. 7 degrees of refinement. He realized that 7 is not a number of origin, it is the number of process. 1 is the source, 3 establishes relationship, but 7 is the journey by which the invisible becomes visible. 7 days form a week. 7 tones create the musical scale. 7 stages mark growth, struggle, adjustment, and completion. Across civilizations that never spoke to one another, the same structure appears. Because, Hermes said, it is not invented by man, it is discovered within reality itself. He summarized the pattern in a simple understanding. The all becomes expression through order. Not instantly, not chaotically, but step by step, layer by layer, through 7 movements of manifestation. To study the 7 is to understand that transformation, whether of a star, a civilization, or a human life, cannot be forced. It must unfold according to law, awareness, alignment, action, tension, adjustment, result, integration. 7 stages. Hermes did not teach people to worship the universe. He taught them to recognize its structure and to live in harmony with it. Because when one understands the pattern, one no longer feels lost within change. One begins to move with it, and in doing so, discovers that the same order governing the stasis present within the mind, the body, and the unfolding of one's own path. The 7 is not outside you. It is the architecture of becoming.